What if your customers are trying to find your business online, but instead of finding you, they find your competitors? Now, more than ever, it's time to make sure you have the right SEO to make your business stand out online. Welcome to Go Mind Your Business with Terri Bork, presented by Extreme Marketing Concepts, putting your business in front of the hungry herd of buyers who are looking for you right now. Extreme Marketing Concepts, helping you drive more traffic, dominate the market, and crush your competition. And now, here's Terri.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Go Mind Your Business. I am so excited to have you here with me today. We are getting close to the end of November. I cannot believe that this year is just about over. But for me, it's been a phenomenal year where I've met so many amazing people that I love bringing to you on a weekly basis, and today is no different. Today I have somebody who I've met at NAMS and then met again at a beach retreat weekend, and her name is Natalie Collins, and please help me welcome Natalie to our program today. Natalie, I'm going to unmute your line here. And we can say hello. I can't unmute it. Let's try again. Can you unmute it? There we go. Natalie, welcome to our program.
Hi, Terri. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so great to have you, Natalie. I am wicked pumped up to have you on our show today. So thank you again for joining us. Let me share a little bit about you with our audience, and then we have some yummy stuff that we're going to get into. So guys, forgive my reading, but Natalie Collins is a fun creative who, after being in the corporate world for 13 years, figured out that she could make a living by taking her office skills home, and she started working as an online business virtual assistant, where she learned the ropes of how to create membership areas, do branding, marketing, digital products, sales funnels, and so much more. And then once she had that knowledge, she took that to the online business world, where she formulated a plan and built a business tree and started coaching others on how to craft and grow their successful business branch at a time. And once her clients get clarity that they need in their business, she helps get it done and builds their online business through a team of online business managers and assistants. So Natalie, such great work that you do, and it's such a privilege to know you. So welcome again to our show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what makes you qualified, Natalie, to really share with us today on how somebody can build their online business?
Well, I have successfully helped a lot of people grow theirs and grown my own. So I feel like I'm pretty qualified to do it because I've been in the throes of it all and been, in the back end of things, and I see how it works and I see what doesn't work, and so I can really help people to bypass a lot of the pain that happens when you're learning how to do it all.
Well, that's a great point. And getting started online it's kind of tricky if you're really not sure exactly what to do and how to get going. So having a guide or a mentor and a coach really can be helpful in getting your online business started.
Oh, absolutely. And I couldn't have done it without the mentors and coaches that I've had throughout my process.
So I know that we have your OB1 agency, and there's like a virtual assistant type program. Why would somebody want to be working with a virtual assistant, even from Go?
Well, that's a really good question. So one of the things that I really believe and that I have experienced, even with myself, is that working online and starting your own business can be quite difficult. Very few people can do it on their own. We actually need the talents and strengths of other people in order to really help us get to where we need to get to. So by working with somebody like a virtual assistant who loves doing the techie side of things, where you might be completely stuck on the techie stuff. Why not let that person who loves the techie stuff do what they love to do while you get to focus on what you love to do, and then together you can grow the business into a much stronger business than you could do on your own. And
Oh,
faster.
great. Yeah, oh, well, faster is always better. Faster correctly is actually better.
Yes.
Instead of faster and not correctly, where you can make some great mistakes. Awesome. So, what will people get more out of, from a business, or maybe from a virtual assistant side? Is there, do you offer opportunities to learn how to be a virtual assistant as well, than just having a business work with you?
I do. I'm in the middle of growing something called an OB1 Academy, which is going to be the place for that I'm training virtual assistants on how to be a virtual assistant and how to get out of the corporate world if that's where you're at, or if we have a lot of stay-at-home moms that just need really something that they want to do that feels fulfilling. And to get out there and make a little extra cash to help, with the family income, because we know as being a stay-at-home mom, it can be a little tough sometimes. So, and and it's actually also fun when the baby goes down for a nap to have stuff to do besides cleaning the house.
All right, no one wants to clean the house. Everybody wants to do something fun.
I find that it's very rewarding for a lot of people, and for me, I come from 13 years in corporate, like you had said, and I knew that there was something more for me out there, and I didn't fit into their corporate world box, and it was driving me crazy, and I knew I had to do something else. And when I was introduced into the internet marketing space, that you could have an online business, have a successful online business, and once I discovered more of that, I just went, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is fun. It gives you the flexibility that that a lot of us desire to have in our lives. We're not on a lot of other people's schedules with it, and we can do what we do best.
Oh, fantastic. So what would be a good way for people to get started, whether they're a business looking to get an assistant to work with them, or somebody who wants to bring more value into their home without going to a job, so to say, if they want to be at home with their child? What's a good way for people to typically get started with you?
Well, with me, all they would need to do is go to OB1, that's number 1, agency.com, and I have an application that you can fill out, and then we will get on the phone and see what we can do, and how we can help each other work through this.
Awesome. Cool. So say our listeners got started with you. What could a business look like for them, say 90 days or 60 days or a year from now?
Well, those are really good questions. So a lot of times with the internet marketing space, it's all information products. It's either information or if it's coaching services, whatnot. But still behind that, there are those back products putting together. So even if you have a coaching package, it's still a product that you would put together online. So a lot of times I find that the coaches or the business owners might get really stalled on putting the product together. And with having someone who loves putting the products together for you, so you have all that knowledge in your head, sometimes having that other person and being accountable to that other person really helps to light a fire under your butt to get that out. And it's also, in a way, it's almost like you have an accountability partner. But it's when you pay somebody to do that, money is a very, very good motivator for people. So when you pay a virtual assistant for time, it actually, there's a psychological thing that goes, oh, I better get busy. So in 90 days, if you're having somebody come in and help you get these programs together and put all of the pieces together, just imagine, how many programs you can actually get put together in 90 days versus, if you were to still be, trucking it out on your own. If you did it on your own, if you didn't have a high motivation, so to say, you may get 1 to 2 products out in 90 days. But if you had somebody helping you through the process, helping you and supporting you through it, you may get, 1 or 2 a month. So that would be, depending on how big your product is. If you have a small product, it could be 1 a week. You don't know. So within 90 days, how many products can you really put out in 90 days? How much would that grow your business during that time?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's really important, I notice I can't, 90 days to me, I get excited if I can put out 1. So, right, if it's just up to me doing something. So having somebody who's familiar with the right process and the right steps and knows what to look for to get it all put together for you, it just takes all of that out of that space so you can just create and then have somebody make the magic happen.
Yeah, so if you are putting, say it's just a lead magnet, your free opt-in for your website, and you have somebody who is asking you for particular things, it kind of spurs this idea of, oh yeah, I need to get that done. They're waiting on me to do this. There's a certain dynamic that happens. So yes, it absolutely helps you to get more things done.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, are there specific, other than having your VA wait for you for something? Are there other roadblocks that prevent people from getting started with a VA, Natalie?
Yes, I think one of the biggest things that I find with people is not knowing what to give their VA to do. I think that is the number one thing that I have come across is, yes, I know I need a VA, I know I need the help, but I don't have a clue on what to give them to do. It's
a big problem, right?
It's a big problem. So one of the things that I love doing for people is I love to get together on a coaching call and help them get the clarity that they need and then walk away with a task list, a to-do list that's clearly defined by what they're wanting their outcome to be, for their next product. And just doing it. I'm a very, very firm believer on building businesses 1 product at a time. I think if we look at businesses as the big whole, like really big out here, it's very overwhelming and can shut down our brains and actually stall the creative process that we have, that businesses do to thrive. Mm-hmm. And so I like to do it just 1 product at a time.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that you said that, because that's a perfect strategy to, take away those roadblocks for you. If you try to do it all at once, you wind up doing squirrel and nothing happens, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, what's going on over there? So, I
see squirrels too.
Right, but you understand the break, how to break it out so that you can have the squirrel and get the job done versus, just being such an overwhelmed place where you don't even know where to begin. And to have somebody who has a roadmap to guide you, I think that's a great strategy in any business.
Thank you.
So very, very good deal. So, and I know that, you offer your Writers' Day that really help your clients to get started formulating that process together so that they have something to give to your VA. Tell me a little bit about that.
So every month, on the first Saturday of every month, I have a live hangout, just like you have here, and it's a writing date. So a writing date is where you take yourself somewhere else that you don't normally work. So you take yourself out of your house, away from your desk, out of the environment that you're used to working in, and going to the coffee shop or your favorite little local cafe or somewhere fun that you can just sit and enjoy, a cup of coffee, your latte. I enjoy chai tea lattes. Get a little snack, something to treat yourself, and your laptop, and you just go and sit and have focused time for 1 to 3 hours. I have closed down some coffee shops, but I love going and taking that focused time to really hone in and write that blog post that you've been wanting to write, write the chapter in the book that you've been meaning to write for a while. Focus on, you can do a business model or business plan or your next product, that, brainstorming session with yourself where you get together, or a mind map of where you want your stuff to go, and allow that to be focused dream time even. The point is to really take yourself and go write. So whether it's, like I said, writing the blog post, writing a chapter in that book that you've been waiting to put out, or, just anything that you've been wanting to write about, and to get it as close to done as possible. My personal favorite is I love writing blog posts, because to me I can get a blog post written, sometimes two, in 1 to 3 hours. And so by the time I leave the coffee shop, I have a huge sense of accomplishment that I got my goal done. And it was a valuable goal and got me to where, my next step that I need to take. So it's usually they're money generating goals with affiliate links or whatnot, so I can start to, have another little extra income stream. So it's productive time that you feel good about, but yet you're treating yourself at the same time.
Mm.
It's that I love having treats. I love treating myself for doing things that I'm supposed to be doing. So it's that reward process. A lot of times we don't reward ourselves enough in our business and what we do, and then it starts to get more mundane and humdrum and drudgery. So breaking yourself out of that mold for a couple hours just really helps to refresh everything. And even if you're working the whole time, it still can feel like you didn't work.
Right. Well, you're playing. You're hanging out at Starbucks or Panera or wherever it is that you've taken the park or something.
Yes.
And you're just doing your brain dump, getting it all out, and it's fun to just put your creative hat on, I think, in the day, and it doesn't feel like work when you're truly doing your passion. So That's awesome.
Thank you.
So cool beans on that. Awesome. So, and now once somebody has all of their content written from their first weekend in the month, what do they do with that content that they have?
So since that's actually sometimes the hardest part, it may not seem like it because you just made it fun, but getting it up onto your blog, a lot of people have a phobia of the computer when it comes to the back end of your website or whatnot, and some people love it, but there's actually that you can take that writing that you did and send that to a virtual assistant and say, hey, this needs to go up, it needs to be posted on this date. We need to do an email about it. I wrote the email while I was on my writing date too, and send these little pieces to your virtual assistant, and they get it out for you. Some of us have a phobia of sharing what we've done. So by giving it to a virtual assistant, they can do it for you with no phobias attached because it's not their work, and it still gets put out into the world to help you grow your business.
Oh, awesome! Now, I know that you create little doodles to help keep your blog posts or your content entertaining, and I know that you have, and really as someone to say, oh, what's that about, right? Because it's visual, and we all like looking at pretty things. Share with me a little bit about your Doodles program.
So something that I do is. Sometimes I need the little brainstorming session, but I got to move my hands and get tactile with stuff. So I love to doodle, and I'll put my doodles in my blog post. Sometimes my ideas about the blog post will inspire the doodle that I'm writing, and so they'll just go back and forth with each other. But I end up with a lot of doodles, and they're fun. And it's fun to put them inside the blog post, but I don't use all of them, and some of them I do use. And so I decided to go ahead and put them into a PLR packet for people so that they could have doodles for their websites as well. And so I put them on, and you can see them on Terri's link. It's gomindyourbusiness.com/doodle. And so I have, right down there, I have the packs that I put together for people to be able to use on their blog so they can, you know, get a little bit more creativity within it. And I also created something called the backgrounds. So if you scroll down, it's a bonus. There's 25 backgrounds in there. And what I did is I'll actually show you where they stem from so that you can see how much fun these are. And I didn't even think about this. I don't know why.
That's okay.
So something I was doing the other day, this is another way that I love to work through stuff. So this is actually a phone book.
Wow, it doesn't look like a phone book.
You can see the phone book side of it, and I started priming all the pages. And so what I do is I create art pages, an art journal.
Oh, wow.
And this is also another way that I process and create and think about things. So as I'm doing this, I love them, and I love taking pictures of like a section of it, and then I use it as background images for like your word swags or quotes and whatnot. So I put a collection of some of my favorites inside of the bonus package for people to use on their own word swags and blog post images and whatnot. So it brings that extra flair of creativity, and they're for you to use.
Oh, and that's so great. And you have to be so careful today in the what you put out online. You know, you have to make sure that you have license rights to things. You just can't. You can't just use it, folks. You got to make sure you have permission, because otherwise it could be a very costly error.
Yes.
So, you know, having a product that you can use where you know that there's no license issues is really, really important. And the fact that you know that they were created by Natalie, you know, they've not been used somewhere else before. You know, they're original from Natalie, and you know, so that is so cool. And you're so creative when it comes to stuff like that. You know, you know, we sat together at the beach back in September, and you had all this stuff created, like, you know, just give me a marker, and you were, you know, making beautiful pictures all over the place. And I loved it. I love that you're so creative. It comes so simple. You know?
Well, thank you. And I do it. I have to have that outlet for balance in my life. If I just do all business, that's when overwhelm happens. That's when I get uninspired and things start to get dull and drab. So I have to do these things in order to keep my sanity.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that is so great. So now, when you're having your, you know, when you get your Doodles program, which again you can find the link right here, when you can send your doodle, you can send your written work that you've done all to your VA, and then your VA will be able to push that out for you online and
post it up.
Go where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, like post it up on all your social media channels, put it as your featured image on your blog post, you know, in a quote that's relevant to your blog post. One of the things that I love to do is I love to write my blog post, and then I love to pull my thoughts and ideas, those key points that I want to reiterate for people. I put those on as my quote picture, as my featured image, so that it makes a more powerful statement, so that people know what they're going to be reading about when they go in. So it's not just all about the creative, fun doodles that I create and write. Those are an accent piece to the actual content itself to make it fun.
Oh, fantastic! And then I guess, you know, for your VA, from the VA side of things, you know, they'll know what, you know, through working with you, they'll know what to do with the physical, all the pieces, know how to put them all together properly so that they work, and it's a well-oiled machine. So a business really doesn't need to worry about those things, because it's going to be handled from the opposite end.
Absolutely.
Ah, got it. Yeah, you need to have all the parts working together, or you need to make the parts work, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. You know, Natalie, I just love how creative you are and how you're able to come up with such wonderful things. And I know that your OB1 agency is just going to be so incredibly successful. And I wish you amazing luck with that, which, you know, I can't wait till you have that open and running. When is that? When are you planning on starting that?
It's open.
Oh, it's open. Oh, I didn't know it was open. I'm sorry.
No.
Well,
our doors are open.
Awesome. So on either side, now, do you, from a VA standpoint, does a VA need to be experienced to get started, or is you know, part of being part of the VA side? Are you teaching?
Yeah, we're teaching people if they don't have experience. I do like to bring on people who have had at least some experience with the virtual assistant stuff, so that we can let them hit the ground running, and we just show them the processes that we need. I also understand that everybody can't know everything coming into it, so what experience you have, I'm sure, is good. You know, everything is a good starting point to come off of, and I find that women who have a lot of corporate experience background have a lot more knowledge in it than they realize. And that's what I discovered when I started getting into it. I managed a database for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came online and discovered that all of the autoresponders and things like Aweber was all just a list and database management system, I just went, oh, that's it. I got this.
You got it. And you so do have it. So that's perfect. Okay, great. And then businesses just need to contact you directly, and you can, you know, help work with them to see what they need for their business, so that they can have success online as well.
Absolutely. And just so you know my husband Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I have brought him on board so that he can help me with the fine-tuning of the processes. He's the marketing guy.
Uh-huh.
He loves building systems and processes with everything, and so I brought him in so that he could shine where he is best. So he will be helping people to learn even more about systems and processes, and how to create a really well-oiled machine.
Wow, that's perfect, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Really excited about it.
Exciting. Yeah. Oh, good for you. Good for him. Good job.
Thank you.
So, you know, I could talk to you all day, Natalie, and I would if I could, you know, just like some of that creative stuff out of you. But I want to ask you, is there, you know, I love sharing about your creative stuff. Is there anything that you would like to share with us before I unfortunately have to let you go?
Oh, well, let's see. I have a whole head full of things that I can.
I know.
I think, what would you like to know, Terri?
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I'm getting started.
Here's something that I love. When you're building your blog, when you're building your writing foundation with things, some people like to outsource their writing to a virtual assistant, and I love it, but then I don't love it, because I feel that as the business owner, need to be the voice behind your business. You are the one with the knowledge. You're the one that is going to bring the brilliance to the table. Now, you may not like to write, and I get it, but what if you were to dictate it and then give it to your VA to do a blog post around that, so they can mimic your voice and get the word out for you without just giving them a topic to write about and having them write. So now I understand, like with the more technical articles and whatnot, it's perfectly fine and acceptable to have a ghostwriter, or to outsource that, to have somebody else write it. But I think the core meat of your business needs to come from your heart. Needs to come from you. And a virtual assistant will help you get that out into the world, because your message matters and your message is important, and we want to hear it from you.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. Your message matters. Beautiful. Thank you, Natalie, for sharing that with us. And thank you so much for being on our program today. It was wonderful to have you. I love it. I loved it. I hope that you do come back and share with us again sometime soon.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so great. And guys, I'm always looking to bring to you movers and shakers in our industry who are really making things happen, who I think you need to meet. And if there's someone that you would like me to introduce our listeners to, please let me know so I can reach out and I can bring them to you on our episodes here on Go Mind Your Business. I encourage you to go check out Natalie's program on getting some doodles so you can have something fun and exciting to lighten up your blogs and pique people's curiosity. And again, you'll find, I can never find where I go. Here it is, gomindyourbusiness.com/doodle. That will bring you to Natalie's site where you can find a whole bunch of things on Doodles, and you can get more of Natalie, who is extremely, extremely creative. Again, Natalie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Terri, for having me.
Oh, it was fantastic. And guys, thank you so much for being with us today. I really loved being with you and sharing with you. And until next time, I remind you, go mind your business and make it a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Go Mind Your Business with Terri Bork, presented by Extreme Marketing Concepts. If you want to drive more traffic, dominate the market, and crush your competition, find out how by visiting our website, www.extrememarketingconcepts.com. And join Terri next time for another episode of Go Mind Your Business. Thank you.